Guys, it happened. It happened. Lads, the Indiana Fever have fired Christie Sides. It's about damn time.
Can you believe it? The Indiana Fever just fired Christie Sides and brought in Stephanie White. But here's the real shocker. This move might be the key to unlocking Caitlin Clark's full potential. We're talking championship potential, folks. But you might be wondering, how can a coaching change make a difference? Buckle up, because this decision could set the Fever on a path to hoist the trophy. And 2025. But let's take a step back. Remember, when Sides took over, she was supposed to be the savior, right? The one who'd breathe new life into this struggling franchise everyone had. High hopes, fans were buzzing, players were excited, and the front office was confident they'd found their golden applause ticket.
Wow, what a day. This is my coaches, this is my staff, this is you guys, this is not an award for me, this is all y'all. What a day! Fire! What a day!
Things took a shocking turn. Right from the start, the team struggled right out of the gate. Losses piled up faster than wins, and you could see the frustration building. But here's where it gets really interesting. It wasn't just about the scoreboard. Something was off with the team's chemistry, and all eyes were on the star of the show, Caitlin Clark.
And from body language, you didn't exactly get the vibe that Clark was in love with Christie Sides.
Now, we all know Clark's a generational talent, but even she couldn't hide her disappointment. You could see it in her body language during games. Remember how she used to light up around her college coaches? That spark just wasn't there with Sides. It was like watching a star slowly dim. And let me tell you, it was painful to see.
Not that you hated her, but you didn't get the vibe that she was in love with. You know, that same sort of relationship she had with Lisa Bluter, or even the, affection she showed to Cheryl Miller at the All-Star game. It just felt a little different. A little bit more, cold is the wrong word, but less effusive.
The rumors started swirling about Sides this future faster than Clark's. No-look passes every press conference became a minefield of awkward questions and tense responses. Players were giving sides. The cold shoulder in interviews barely mentioning her name. And Clark, she seemed less than thrilled every time she had to talk about the team's strategy.
My shot felt right there. That's why it's so frustrating as a shooter, when it feels so good, but it won't go down for you. That's what sucks about it. But like I said, I'm proud of our team. We battled, we fought.
The tension was palpable. With every game, you could feel it in every sideline, shot, every timeout, huddle. The team was fracturing from within. Attempts were made to shake things up, adjusting the starting lineup to better suit Clark's play style. But it felt like too little, too late. They were eliminated from the playoffs, and fans began calling for a replacement.
Then Christie Sides is not going to be the head coach going forward.
Pressure was mounting, and you just knew something had to give. The dream of Sides, leading this team to glory, was fading fast, replaced by a fever dream of what could have been. And then, bam! Just like that. Sides is gone. Can you believe it? The coach who was supposed to usher in a new era for the Fever is out the door before the season's even hit its stride. It's a shocking turn of events, but if we're being honest, the writing was on the wall and the fans, they're thrilled.
I can see where it's going. We're going to pour one out for Christie Sides. We're going to pour one out for Christie Sides.
But hold on. Because this story is just getting started. The Fever is not giving up on their championship dreams. Far from it, they're doubling down. And what comes next might just change the face of the WNBA. Are you ready for this? Because things are about to get wild in Indiana.
So, Stephanie White, the Indiana Fever, former Indiana Fever coach, is currently being recruited by the Indiana Fever. Let's celebrate. It's time to celebrate.
Hold up, did you catch that? The Fever's not just looking for any coach. They're eyeing a blast from the past. But this isn't your typical reunion story. We're talking about a coach who's got half the league knocking at her door. So why is everyone suddenly scrambling for her signature? And what makes her the potential game changer? For Clark and the Fever, enter Stephanie White. And let me tell you, her name is lighting up the WNBA grapevine like a 4th of July fireworks. So you want to talk about a coach with serious chops. Whit's got a win-loss record that'll make your head spin. That's the kind of success rate that has teams lining up around the block.
Stephanie White's career record, 59-41.
But here's where it gets really juicy. White isn't just some random hotshot coach. She's Indiana basketball royalty. We're talking 11 seasons with the Fever. Both as a player and a coach. That's the kind of deep connection you can't fake. And get this, she was the one calling the shots. The last time the Fever made a playoff run, back in 2016, coincidence? I think.
Stephanie White is a proven coach in the WNBA.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, she's got history. But does she have what it takes to lead this team? Now? Well, listen to this. White's been singing Clark's praises from the rooftops when Clark broke that all-time scoring record at Iowa, who was right there with a big congratulations. You guessed it, Stephanie White. She said,
Caitlin, Stephanie White here. Congratulations on breaking the scoring record. What an accomplishment, on top of many other incredible accomplishments. Best of luck to you on the rest of your journey and continued success.
But hold on to your seats, because this story's got more twist than a pretzel factory. White is not just chatting with the Fever. Oh no, she's got the Chicago sky and the Connecticut sun knocking on her door. We've got ourselves a good old-fashioned bidding war, folks.
Stephanie White has been in talks with multiple teams regarding her future. The 3 teams remaining in the picture at this point are the Sky, Fever, and Sun, according to multiple league sources.
And the question on everyone's mind is, can the Fever come out on top? You've got to admit, White's got that hometown hero vibe that's hard to resist in her own words. She said that.
Yeah, it's exciting. Certainly I was born and raised in Indiana, and so have a lot of pride in Indiana basketball, and a lot of pride in the Fever organization, being a player and a coach there. And it's exciting what's happening with the organization and where they are. I mean, most organizations have their ups and downs, certainly. But I'm proud of the growth of the Indiana Fever.
That's the kind of passion that can light a fire under a team. But here's the million-dollar question. Is nostalgia enough to bring this team back to glory? Sure, White's got the history, the record and the Indiana connection, but the WNBA is a whole new ballgame. Now, Clark's not just any rookie. She's a basketball prodigy in need of a coach who can elevate her game and build the team's strategy around her skills.
This franchise is going to be built around Caitlin Clark. Both the play style, the marketing, everything about the Indiana Fever is going to be built around Caitlin.
So what do you think is Stephanie White? The missing piece of the puzzle that could turn the Fever into a championship contender? Or is this just a trip down memory lane that'll leave the team stuck in the past? One thing's for sure. With White in the mix, the future of Indiana basketball is looking brighter than ever. But can she deliver on all that promise? That's the real game. We're all watching now. You think White's got a big decision to make. Just wait till you hear about the $88 million question that's got everyone talking. We're not just picking a coach here, folks. We're talking about building an entire dynasty around one player. And let me tell you, this player's got the kind of vision that could make or break a franchise. So who's really calling the shots in Indiana?
But ultimately, again, the Fever are going to build their organization, their playing style, their roster, and their head coach around Caitlin Clark. And what Clark has, the feedback that they've gotten from her is surely going to decide the future moves of the new front office.
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say, the superstar on the court. Caitlin Clark, this isn't just about finding a new coach. It's about building a dynasty around a generational talent. Remember, when Clark first joined the Fever, the expectations were through the roof. Everyone and their grandma was talking about how she'd turned this franchise around. Applause overnight. But now, the pressure is cranked up to 11. Every single decision the Fever makes is going to be scrutinized like it's under a microscope. Why? Because they're not just planning for next season, they're plotting a course for the next decade with Clark at the helm. Here's the thing, Clark isn't just any rookie. She's a basketball genius with a vision for the game that's light years ahead of her peers. We're talking about a player who sees passing lanes before they even open up, who can sink threes from the logo. Like, it's nothing her basketball IQ is off the charts. And she's got this uncanny ability to make plays that leave everyone else scratching their heads, wondering how did she even see that?
And I was a hater because, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot. And bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot. Man, like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth.
So you better believe Clark's opinion matters when it comes to choosing a new coach. We're not talking about a player who just shows up and follows orders. No, Clark's the kind of player who needs a coach who can keep up with her basketball brilliance. Someone who can challenge her and take her game to even greater heights.
Knows how they play, and she would ultimately give the vouch for Stephanie White or not, in my opinion. But that is a bit of a bomb.
And get this, sources say Clark's feedback was a major factor inside his departure. That's right, folks. The rookie got that much pull already. It's like she's got the keys to the franchise and she's not afraid to use them.
Clark has the feedback that they've gotten from her is surely going to decide the future moves of the new front office.
But here's the million-dollar question, or should I say, the $88 million question. What exactly is Clark looking for in her next coach? Does she want someone who will give her free rein to dominate the court? Or is she after a mentor who can help her refine her already impressive skills? And can Stephanie White deliver on all fronts? Sure, White's been singing Clark's praises, but talk is cheap in this league. It's going to take more than a few compliments to win over a player of Clark's caliber. White's got to prove she's got the X's and O's to maximize Clark's talents and build a winning culture around her. But one thing remains.
She is a basketball genius. She sees the floor in an uncanny fashion.
Hold on to your seats, folks, because we're about to take a peek into the future. Imagine this. It's 2025. Caitlin Clark is in her prime, and the Fever are, well, let's just say the word dynasty is being thrown around. Sounds too good to be true, right? But here's the kicker. It's not just fans dreaming this up. The bigwigs in the basketball world are actually predicting it. So what's the secret sauce that could turn this vision into reality? But here's the thing. Getting there isn't as simple as just having a superstar on your roster. To reach those championship heights, they need the right coach, someone who can take Clark's otherworldly talents and crank them up to 11. Someone who can build a winning culture that'll have the rest of the league shaking in their sneakers.
I'm telling you, we're winning the title this year for real. Caitlin Clark's about to cook.
Remember, We're not just talking about any rookie here. We're talking about Caitlin Clark, a player with the kind of basketball IQ that comes along. Once in a generation, the new coach needs to be able to keep up with Clark's brilliance, to challenge her and push her to even greater heights. Look,
The clock is ticking on the Indiana Fever. If they make the wrong decisions, the Fever during Caitlin Clark's era, during Caitlin Clark's time, they won't be the Beatles, they'll be the Monkeys.
the pressure's on, folks. The Fever's management knows. They've got a golden opportunity here. They've got a superstar in the making. They've got a fan base hungry for success. And they've got the eyes of the entire league on them. Every decision they make from here on out could be the difference between hoisting that trophy in 2025 or watching from the sidelines. So buckle up, basketball fans. The next few weeks are going to be a wild ride. Will the Fever's 2025 vision become a reality? Or will it remain just a fever dream? One thing's for sure. With Caitlin Clark on the court and a new coach on the sidelines, the future of Indiana basketball has never looked brighter.